The decision by the United Nations Security Council to allow for additional troops in Somalia and AMISOM and the granting of more resources as the forces pursue the Al-Shabaab insurgents was perhaps what KDF had been waiting for. However, that will not happen immediately. The process might still take some time as the African Union comes up with the guidelines on how the resolution will be implemented. Kenya still needs to know the exact number of troops it will be allowed to have inside Somalia and the command structure of the new-look AMISOM that will now incorporate Kenya, Uganda, Burundi and Djibouti, all out to neutralize the Al-Shabaab menace. This, according to the military, is expected to take at least 3 months.
Until such a time that we'll be able to receive that instructions, we'll not be able to know the period that this transition will be able to take. Nonetheless, officially we are in AMISOM, but practically on the ground we're still operating as KDF.
The process, known in military jargon as rehatting, will relieve the Kenyan taxpayer of the burden of financing the ongoing Operation Nchi, which is said to cost about 200 million shillings every month. Kenya will also be compensated for the military hardware that has been damaged to date. Maritime expenses which the Kenyan Navy have been incurring while securing the southern sector were however left out of the deal. The resolution also increased the mandate of AMISOM in engaging with Al-Shabaab.
And for the first time, it authorizes AMISOM to use all necessary means to reduce the threat from Al-Shabaab.
Kenyan troops say they have already pacified a huge part of southern Somalia, and while the military has welcomed the integration, it says the main goal still remains securing Kenya's territorial integrity.
Even as we rehat to AMISOM, our efficiency and effectiveness will not change. There might be little differences here and there, but with regard to the commander who will be able to fight KDF battles, it will be a Kenyan commander. With regard to areas where KDF will be able to deploy within AMISOM will be areas that are important to the security of this nation.
Meanwhile, the government has dismissed the recent release of a video of a Kenyan captured by the Al-Shabaab early this year during a raid in Wajir. The military has admonished Al-Shabaab as inhumane for using a civilian captive to spread propaganda.
It's also indicated that Al-Shabaab is actually desperate, trying to use civilians as prisoners of war. Since when in the history of warfare has civilians been used as prisoners of war?
Oguna said the move by the Al-Shabaab will not in any way break Kenya's resolve to crush the insurgents and make Somalia safe. He urged the families of the kidnapped men to be patient, promising that their relatives will eventually be rescued. Andrew Ochieng, Citizen Weekend.